Lesson 5, Scientific Investigation, the process of scientific discovery. A scientist will 1. Observe the world and ask a question. 2. Develop a hypothesis. 3. Design an experiment to test the hypothesis, one variable at a time. 4. Use tools to carry out the investigation. 5. Organize and interpret data and draw conclusions. And number 6, communicate conclusions to others. How can scientists observe nature? Well, think about weather and the observation of types of clouds. A scientist may observe clouds in the sky. After a certain amount of days, a scientist may notice that when certain clouds appear, it often rains. Scientists use tools such as a microscope or a ruler to measure when collecting data. They record these measurements and observe. Scientists may go into the world to collect data. For example, they may go into a desert to observe plants that grow in a climate. Or a controlled experiment, they might design tests in a place where conditions are controlled. An example of this is observing the effects of chemicals on several plants of the same type in a lab. Steps of a scientific investigation. Ask a question. Form a testable hypothesis. Then design an experiment. Select tools and technology. Conduct the experiment. Analyze those results and then draw conclusions. Communicate those results. Ask a well-defined question. Will a paper airplane fly further with a pointed nose or a flat nose? What's your hypothesis? Are there any variables? What kind of paper will be used? What is the shape of the airplane? Test your two planes. Toss each plane from the identical location using the same force. Here's where you will need to measure and record your results. Record the type of plane, pointed nose or flat nose, the distance flown in the trials 1, 2, 3, and 4. Scientists would communicate the results of testing the two airplanes. The scientists will be able to describe the procedures and the tools used so that other scientists could repeat the experiment. Some tools that they may use are a microscope, a hand lens, binoculars, or a telescope. For measurement, they use rulers, beakers, balances, spring scales, and timers. If you would like to find out more, or learn more, or test what you know, click here and try out this Quizlet.